Hello, hello student. This is our history class and we are studying chapter number 4, the River Valley Civilization, Mesopotamian Civilization. Regions, the religion. Today we are going to study about the religion. The Mesopotamians were polytheistic. They worshipped several major gods. They worshipped many gods and thousands of minor gods, thousands of small gods. They worship forces like sun, moon, stars, and rain as their god. They worship as sun as a god, moon as a god, and star as a god, and rain as their god. The king was their chief priest, Prisma Pujari, and representative of the god on the earth. Ani, the god of sky, Enlil, the god of wind, Enki, the god of earth and water, Marduk, god of light, and the Ninhursag, mother of goddess, were some important gods of the Sumerians. There are some gods of the Sumerians. Priests were appointed by the king to look after the temple. Temple belonged to the patron of gods of the city were situated in the center of the city, and it is the temple is situated in the center of the city. They were built on top. The uh, temple was built on the top and contained images of other gods as well, which are bathed clothes and fed by the priest. The king visited these temples regularly to acquire the blessing of the god. People offered sacrifices in their temple in the form of animals, grains, wines, etc. People give their donation to the temples. Farmers generally offered two-thirds of their produce to the temple, and farmer also give donation to the temple as two-thirds of the production to the temple. It was their way to please God. It's their way to make the God happy. Mesopotamian people believe in the life after the death, which can be established from the fact that many drinking vessels, ornaments, weapons, etc., have been found in their graves during the excavation. Now, the architecture. The Mesopotamians were known for introducing different structural forms such as towers, arches, columns, domes, and walls, which were used in constructing buildings. That all things are used in constructing the buildings. Temples, towns known as ziggurats, are one of the best examples of the Mesopotamian civilization. These were monuments made of the sun-baked bricks. Rains of baked bricks were built on a side of the ziggurat to carry away the rainwater. And carry the rainwater. Ziggurat soared high above the earth. The temple were very high. The walls were brilliantly colored and sometimes plated with zinc or gold as well as with tiles dedicated to the patron god of the city. They were made stories high and decorated with marble tiles and precious stone. With the marble tiles and the precious stones, many of these temples are also served as observatories, schools, granaries, and trade centers. The Hanging Garden of Babylon is the brilliant specimen in the Mesopotamian architecture. It is located near the royal palace in Babylon. It was built by the king Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, to cheer up his wife, Amytis. Amytis, who had come from Persia, country of hills and forests, found a flat, sun-baked terrain of Mesopotamia very depressing. The king built this structure by creating and erecting deep and broad bridges above his palace. During the rule spanning 43 years in the Mesopotamia from 605 BC to 562 BC. He planted different trees and plants in these gardens, which grew over the year and seemed to be hanging in mid-air. That things seem to be hanging in the mid-air. Today, it is considered as one of the seven wonders of the ancient world, as listed by Hellenic culture. Built on the top of the stone arch 23 meters above the ground, these gardens were watered by a complex mechanical system which acquired water from the Euphrates River. Get the water from the Euphrates River. Mountains like series of terraces were filled with the plants. Water was made to reach the top terrace from the ground level by using an elaborate tunnel and pulled system, which indicates high technological advancement of the Mesopotamia. The Star Gate, built by King Nebuchadnezzar, one of the eighth entrance of the inner city of the Babylon. Procession in the street passed through this gate. The wall was colored in gazelle brick, most of the blue. It contains animal mage and was one of the best examples of the Mesopotamian architecture. In the western Mesopotamia, the ruins of the Mari Palace reveal that the palace has 300 rooms, which covered an area of around 7 acres in East Syria. Wall painting decorated some of the rooms. Glazed brickwork in red, blue, yellow, and cream color glittered the city gates, palace, and the temples. Many exhibition has revealed metal objects like statue of God, gold and stones ornament, silver harps, gold helmets, and beautiful wooden furniture, which show the skill of the artisans of that period. Now the script. The Mesopotamian people developed writing which was based on cuneiform script. It was a wedge-shaped and pictographical form of writing, written from right to left with a stylus, a sharp pen made of reed, bones, and sometimes of a metal. People wrote on smooth soft clay tablets which were then baked on fire. Each clay tablet was like a page of a book. Several such tablets together forms a complete book. The people who wrote the clay table were known as scribes. They kept record and business document, daily transaction, astronomy, royal inscription, literature, etc. on the clay tablet. Many such clay tablets have been found during the excavation. Many tablets have found during the excavation. The pictogram represent an object of an idea of these tablets. Since the cuneiform script has been deciphered, we can get a lot of information from it. A very famous tale on the clay tablet. It is tale about the legendary hero Gilgamesh, the king of Uruk. Epic of Gilgamesh was the popular epic poem written in Babylon in around 2500 BC. Gilgamesh was believed to be a part of human and part of a god by the Mesopotamians. The epic poem throws light in the life of the Gilgamesh, his friendship with Enkidu, his sorrow on Enkidu's death, and the search for eternal life. It tells us about the Mesopotamian culture also. Mesopotamian culture believed on no one can be more powerful than the god. The god is the only powerful in whole world. Epic of Creation 2 was written on clay tablets in the book form. It was about Marduk, god of Babylon, describing how he created the world after defeating a female monster and her son. God Marduk was rewarded by other gods who then started regarding him as their king. Now, science and mathematics. The Mesopotamian people were skilled in mathematics. They are good mathematicians. They used the sign of one uh, three times for writing three. They were the first to divide an hour into 60 minutes, a minute into 60 seconds, and a year into 12 months. They are the first to divide it. The day and night were divided into two equal halves, having 12 hours each. Babylon numbers. How they write numbers. The Mesopotamians were also the first to develop the calendar. It was later on adopted by Semitic, Egyptian, and Greek. It was the lunar calendar based on the different phase of the moon. Hence, it was slightly different from the solar calendar, which is in use these days. We are using the solar calendars. It has 11 days less than the modern solar calendar. Due to this reason, the Mesopotamia has add an extra month every 2 or 3 years to make up to the for variation in the month's movement. Using their advanced math, the Mesopotamian astronomers were able to follow the movement of the star. They follow the movement of the star, planet, and the moon. The Mesopotamian could predict eclipses. They used pictures to denote the eclipse of sun and moon. The sky was divided into 12 different parts, which were identified by different stars or constellations. Now, each part of the sky is known by some zodiac names, like the star planets were also given specific name by the Mesopotamian people. Now, their legal system. What is their legal system? The king of Babylon, Hammurabi, who ruled from about 1792 BC to 1715 BCE, compiled the first legal code of the world. They compiled the first legal code of the world. It has 282 laws concerning trade and commerce, family life, civil and criminal disputes. These laws were inscribed on stone slabs consisting of 8 feet high stone columns. The edicts was found on black stone slabs near the mount in the Susa, Iran in 1901. It is the famous edicts. Hammurabi is seen standing in reverence before his god. Above the inscription writing as Hammurabi Legal Code. The representation of Hammurabi in the inscription reveal the importance of law in Mesopotamian society. Hammurabi mainly made these laws for protecting the poor and the women, but in reality, all of the law were just harsh. Punishment were prescribed on the basis of severity of offense of their गलती जो भी करेंगे उसके हिसाब से उनको पनिशमेंट मिलेगा. Later on, other nations also followed these legal system. Now, decline of Mesopotamian civilization. How Mesopotamian civilization declined? False. Although the exact reason of decline of the Mesopotamian civilization is not known, historians believe that two reasons were mainly responsible for the downfall. One of them was the sudden change in the course of the Euphrates River, and other was the invasion of the Persian, Greek, Armenians, or the pre-Islamic Arabs, who fought frequently wars with the Mesopotamians and could never observe their culture. Besides, these frequent sandstorms were a probable reason which eroded the walls and the monuments and gradually led to the desertification of the area. Scientists believe that Martian's surface collapse was caused in part by destruction of the field by mineral salt. When mineral salt concentrate in the upper level of the soil, it becomes poisonous for the plants. and on the left side the steel of Hammurabi's code is, we can see that. Student, that's all from this chapter. Hope you get it. If you have any problem, you can ask me. Thank you.